divided in 5 units. I don't know whether you have received the copy of your syllabus for QT or not, but I will pass it on to you after the class. Uh, the entire syllabus is designed with the objective of making you understand the use of mathematical and statistical tools which are useful in making business decisions. So primarily our focus is that we would like to make you well versed with the various tools and techniques so that when you enter in the corporate world, you are in a position to use it properly and make your right decisions. To start with, these tools and techniques are not new. They have been old and you have already used it or studied it somewhere, not in that fullest form, but at least an introduction or introductory part of that tools and techniques. Some of the tools are from the school days, some of the tools are taken from your college course and syllabus, and then they are refined. And the objective of including them in the course of MBA is that we would like to make you understand that where do we use all these tools and techniques in our business problems. When I'm saying the problems related to business organization, I mean to say the problem of human resource, the problem of marketing, the problem of operations, the problem of IT, the problem of finance. All these types of problems are solved with the help of quantitative method. I would like to break one more myth that this is not mathematics and you should not have any sort of fear in your mind that we are going to ask you to remember long formulas or tables or numbers or figures, nothing. Focus is on how to apply a particular method and draw meanings out of it. Because ultimately, in the organization, when you are working as a manager, your role is that when you have a results in front of your eyes, how do you attach meaning to that result? So, purpose is not to make you through with the process of applying long, lengthy calculations. No, short calculations, small questions, but the purpose is that you should understand the meanings, the result, the final result, and where do you use these final results in making your decisions of business organization. Uh, I would like to make you understand that this syllabus is primarily divided in three broad categories. ये जो पूरा सिलेबस है कोर्स का, इसको तीन ब्रॉड कैटेगरीज में रखा गया है, divided in three broad categories. Unit number 1 is focused on making you understand the very important part of the mathematical analysis. We call it as calculus. So unit number 1 is a brief overview of calculus. If you want to note it down, that is the calculus, which are of two types: differential calculus and integral calculus. Once again, I'm repeating that we understand that there are many students in the group who have a non-mathematical background or they have studied mathematics up till class 10th. So need not to bother about that what is differentiation and what is integration. We would like to brief you about some of the basics of differentiation and integration, and the focus is on making you understand the application of differentiation and integration in business management. So that is unit number 1. So please note it down. Unit number 1 is calculus. Once we complete calculus part, we move to unit number 2, which is also a very practical, I would say, but a very fundamental method of understanding mathematical and statistical analysis: probability. It's not a new word. You have studied probability in your school days, and some of you have studied probability when you're preparing for MBA entrance examination. So it's not a new word. But what is new in this course is the application of probability in making decisions related to business organization. कहाँ और कैसे हम probability और उसके methods को use करेंगे in making our decisions, that is, our objective. So that is also a very interesting unit, and we try to make justice to that unit. Although we are taking the class in online mode, but still we have some PowerPoint presentation, we have some questions with the help of which we try to make you understand the the phenomena of probability, the method of probability, the questions of probability. जब आप इसको कंप्लीट कर लेंगे तो we move to unit number 3, and unit number 3 is also not a new unit altogether, This is also which you have already studied or at least have a fundamental understanding, and we call it linear programming. So linear programming is introduced in this course, is included in the syllabus because it's a very fundamental and very useful technique. So we would try to see what is linear programming and how do we utilize linear programming in our, uh, in our decision making in the business organization in our areas. Once you complete unit number 3, then you move to unit number 4. Unit number 4 is again very important thing. We call it as network analysis. I don't know whether you have heard about it or not. Some of you who have studied statistics or at their graduation level, may heard about, they may learn about critical path method and PERT, project evaluation and review technique. ये जो दो मेथड है, CPM, that is critical path method, and PERT, these are the two main components of network analysis. And network analysis is a very important and a practical area as far as business organizations are concerned, क्योंकि हम इन tools को use करते हैं for the management of projects. So when you learn about project management, definitely we have to understand the CPM and PERT. Last but not the least, unit number 5 is theoretical, and we would like to touch upon some of the theoretical concepts of quantitative methods, and that is not about solving any questions. To name few, the qualitative contents are like queuing theory, simulation, game theory. ये कुछ ऐसे टॉपिक्स हैं जो यूनिट नंबर 5 में रखे गए हैं. That is purely theoretical as of now, and we don't want you to solve any question or numerical problem. It's only that you understand and prepare a short note on that. So we will take up unit number 5 later on. So this is the anatomy and this is the structure of the syllabus. The challenge here this time for us is that we have to complete this lengthy and comprehensive syllabus in a stipulated duration of time, in limited duration of time. It's a challenge, and we have to take up this challenge. कुछ हम अपने एंड पे करेंगे कि सिलेबस को कुछ कट डाउन करेंगे, कुछ आप अपने एंड पे करेंगे कि आप रेगुलरली सेशंस को अटेंड करेंगे. आपका जो अभी काम है वो ये है कि यू हैव टू अटेंड द सेशंस रेगुलरली, एंड व्हाटएवर वी आर डिलीवरिंग, व्हाटएवर वी आर पासिंग इट ऑन टू यू, व्हाटएवर वी आर कम्युनिकेटिंग इट टू यू, यू टेक इट एट इट फुलेस्ट, एंड देन थिंग्स विल बिकम मोर इजी फॉर यू. इसको भूल जाइए सब लोग. ये एक हेट्रोजीनियस ग्रुप है कि कोई मैथमेटिकल बैकग्राउंड का है तो उसके लिए ये प्रॉब्लमेटिक है, और कोई मैथमेटिकल बैकग्राउंड का है उसके लिए बहुत आसान है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It's all related to the time that you devote. What I want to tell you is that it is a golden opportunity for you to brush up or to learn both the things. The quantitative method, without which the understanding of business management and the various areas of business management is incomplete. So that is the importance. To start with, unit number 1, you may please try to understand this unit number 1. I'm just showing you. I have some PowerPoint presentation and I would write on my own. मैं कुछ लिखूंगा, आपको दिखाऊंगा लिख के, that you will understand it. I use the word that unit number 1 is about calculus. I'm not going to start directly with calculus. I'm not going to start telling you the definition of differentiation and integration and showing you questions of differentiation and integration. No, this is not our approach. You have to go to the background first of all. Try to understand why unit number 1 calculus is included in this syllabus. All of you understand that we are learning each and every subject of this course from the perspective of business organization. हम जो कुछ भी पढ़ रहे हैं उसका पर्पस ये है कि how to solve the problems of business organization. What type of problem I'm referring to? A manager is working in the area of marketing. A manager who's working in the area of human resource, a manager who's working in the area of information technology, a manager who's working in the area of finance, wide and diversified areas. And the nature of problem is also entirely different. But we would like to adopt a common approach to solve these types of varied set of problems. What is this common approach? The approach which is common is that we we have to convert all these problem into mathematical expression. हमें करना क्या होगा, हमें हर इस तरह की प्रॉब्लम जो एक बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फेस करती है उसे कन्वर्ट करना होगा मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशंस में. So our first lesson is how to convert any type of any type of business related problem into mathematical expressions. How can HR problem, how can marketing problem, how can sales and management problem, how can financial problems be converted into mathematical expression? That is the first job. The first lesson that we all have to understand is that right from school days, if you see class 6, if you remember class 6 NCERT book, you open up the first fundamental few pages of NCERT books of class 6, तो आप क्या देखते हैं कि एक 6 क्लास के स्टूडेंट को क्या पढ़ाया जा रहा है, उसको ये बताया जा रहा है कि 1 2 3 4 का नंबर वो पढ़ चुका है. अब उसको बताया जाता है एक्स वाई जेड, एक्स वाई जेड उसको बताया जाता है. what is the purpose of telling x y z to them? और फिर उसको आगे जैसे आगे बढ़ता है, जैसे आप पेजेस को देखोगे आगे देखोगे कि नंबर्स आर क्लब्ड विद दीस एक्स वाई जेड. फिर आप और आगे बढ़ते हैं तो आप देखते हैं और पेजेस में एक्सरसाइज आती है, फिर आता है x प्लस 2y प्लस 3z. फिर आप और आगे बढ़ते हैं तो आता है x प्लस 2y प्लस 3z इक्वल टू 8. What is this? Actually, they are telling the main part of the understanding of mathematical analysis, that any problem, anything is represented in the form of number and then x, y, z, and these x, y, z are nothing but they are the representation of variables of the study, variables of the problem. अब अगर ये HR की प्रॉब्लम है तो उसके जो वेरिएबल्स हैं वो एक्स वाई जेड से रिप्रेजेंट किए जाएंगे. अगर ये मार्केटिंग की प्रॉब्लम है तो इट वुड बी रिप्रेजेंटेड विद एक्स वाई जेड. अगर ये HR की प्रॉब्लम है, अगर ये फाइनेंस की प्रॉब्लम है, तो एनी टाइप ऑफ प्रॉब्लम इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ इट्स नेचर इज रिप्रेजेंटेड विद एक्स वाई एंड जेड. लेटर ऑन these x y and z are attached with numbers. हमने उनके साथ नंबर जोड़ दिए, अब बन गया 3x minus 2y plus 4z. So numbers are attached. And then we add the sign of equality or inequality. Equal to 8, less than equal to 9, greater than equal to 12. So the moment I see 3x plus 2y minus 4z equal to 8, it will take the shape of mathematical expression. ये जो मैं आपको शुरू से बता रहा हूं कि our job is to understand the problem and convert it into mathematical expression. So understanding and then converting into mathematical expression, which I gave you the example of 3x plus 2y minus 4z equal to 8 equal to 12, is the fundamental objective of this lesson or this unit. I have, see, every subject had its own language. Every subject had its own language. Every subject had its own terminology. Every subject has its own style of writing. Every subject has its own grammar. And we have to understand that subject in its language, in its terminology itself. Right? Right from the start, I use certain terms which are the part of the terminology of quantitative technique. Like in this case, I use the word variable. Variable, maybe for some of you, this is a new word, but it's a very common term used in the terminology of quantitative method. What do you mean by variable, by the way? What do you mean by variable? Variable is anything or any factor or dimension of the study. For example, I give you the example. Suppose I am analyzing the problem of taking the online class and the number of students attend, the effectiveness of online class I am measuring. I just wanted to see how effective the online mode of teaching is. और मैंने उसके लिए क्या किया कि I identify the variable. First variable is time duration. Second variable is the material shared, and third variable is the attendance of the student. So I identified that in order to understand the effectiveness of online mode of the teaching, we have number one, the duration of the class, the number two, the material shared on online mode, and number three is the attendance. These are the three variables of my study. अब मैंने क्या किया? I have used x, y, and z. X represent duration. duration, the time period. Y represent the material. Z represent the attendance of the student. Now I have converted the online effectiveness of online mode into a mathematical problem of taking x, y, and z, or naming the variables of the problem as x, y, and z. Now
Sir,
I
are
have
you
to do
sharing
it.
any slide?
I will. I will. आप डायरेक्ट स्लाइड देखना चाहते हैं जो बता रहा हूं मैं इसको? You would like to see the slides
Yes.
directly?
Yes, sir.
Just
Would be
wait.
better.
Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. I will show you. Don't worry for that. My voice is clear to you or not?
Yes, sir,
My
you're
voice is clear.
but
I'm clear.
there's a phone ring.
हाँ. Okay. Okay. So just wait. I will show you my PowerPoint slides also. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. So first, I don't want to that you should focus your attention entirely on just wait. Yeah. So purpose is what I'm telling you is that we are converting any problem of business organization into mathematical expression in the form of identifying the variable of the problem. What I mean to say by the variables are nothing but the key aspects of the study or the key aspect of the problem. जैसे मैंने अभी आपको बताया, online mode class. I want to measure the effectiveness of the online mode. What I am doing, I am just simply taking some of the aspects, some of the dimensions, some of the variables of the study. तो ये variables थे जो मैं आपको बताना चाह रहा था, x, y, and z. Now, when we further go on, or we further go ahead with this concept of variables are further classified into broad categories: independent variable and dependent. क्या कभी आपने have you ever heard about this independent variable and dependent variable? Yes. Anybody out of you, have you ever heard about? Okay. You may
Yes.
write down. Okay, fine. You may write down in your chat box also. I can read it out. That's good. So, if I take the example independent and dependent, you know that we have a clear-cut understanding of independent and dependent. So, from variable, we have two types of variable: independent and dependent. Okay? Yes, right. Okay, good. So, most of you they have an idea. Some of you, those who are studying for the first time, no problem at all. Frankly, my approach is that I'm telling you from the point of view of that this is the first time you're learning this concept. Okay. Now, what I'm doing, I'm just opening one worksheet to make my point more clear. We classify them into two broad categories: independent variable, and then we classify them as dependent variable. Right? This is the classification of the variable. And I'm saying that each variable is represented with either I write x, or I write y, or I write z, or I write t. So English letters or alphabets are used to represent the variable x, y, z, and t, and they are bifurcated in independent variable and dependent variable. Hello?
So not audible.
Your mic is off.
Sir, you have muted yourself.
Hello. Yes, please. Yeah, I know I have muted myself. I know this thing, right? I'm just attending one telephone call. Don't know. Okay. So, yeah. So what I'm telling you is this. Independent variable, for example, in our case, time which I have taken, right? Attendance of the student which I have taken, study material which I have taken. This is considered to independent variable. And for example, I have taken overall satisfaction of the student. Overall satisfaction. Overall satisfaction is the dependent variable. Is my word file visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So with this example, I just wanted to tell you that these are the different variables, and out of them, I have classified them independent and dependent. So I have X, Y, Z, and T is a representation. Independent variable, for example, time, attendance, study material, and dependent variable is overall satisfaction. Now I want to show this problem into mathematical expression. And for that purpose, I have to name first of all independent variable, and then I have to name the or represent the dependent variable. So for example, time I would represent it with capital T. Okay, good. Attendance, I have taken it as capital X. Study material, for example, I will take it as Z. And overall satisfaction as a dependent variable, I will take it as Y. So I choose English letters or these symbols for representing independent variable and dependent variable. This is the representation which I have used. Now I want to convert them into mathematical expression, and that mathematical expression I will note it down like this one. For example, 3 t plus 2x minus 4z equal to, right, y. This expression which I am showing to you is primarily the mathematical expression which I am looking for. What is this mathematical expression? Y is the overall satisfaction, and this overall satisfaction is calculated with the help of these T, X, and Z, or time, attendance, and study material. And this is the mathematical formulation of the problem which I am handling right now. तो ये जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कि किसी भी नेचर की प्रॉब्लम को समझना, उसके वेरिएबल्स को आइडेंटिफाई करना, उनको रिप्रेजेंट करना, and then showing them into mathematical expression is the foremost lesson that you all have to learn. Right? And in formulating the mathematical problem, you have to understand what is independent and what is dependent. जैसे मैंने आपको देखा, आपने कि ओवरऑल सेटिस्फेक्शन को y रखा, मैंने t क्यों नहीं रखा, मैंने x क्यों नहीं रखा, मैंने z क्यों नहीं रखा? Because I know that overall satisfaction as per my problem is the outcome, is the dependent variable, and this outcome or dependent variable is dependent on time, attendance, and study material, for example. And then the mathematical symbol of plus and minus is attached and the sign of equality to make it a proper form of mathematical expression. I want to know from all of you, if you understand this discussion, what do we call this mathematical expression? इस तरह के mathematical expression को हम एक technical word से याद करते हैं. Can anybody out of you tell me what do we call
Equation, I think.
equation? Somebody is saying equation. Okay.
Linear equation.
Yes, sir. Linear equation.
Linear equation, right, to some extent.
So
In three variables. In four variables.
Three variables.
Four variables.
Okay.
Four
Four variables.
big expression. Four variables.
Four variables. Okay, might be four variables also.
Algebraic expressions.
Algebraic expression. Okay, algebraic expression. Algebraic expression. Fine, no problem. But I'm still looking for the right word. And if anybody out of you give me the right word, that
Multivariate.
means multivariate. Okay, multivariate.
Linear equation, one variable.
Okay.
Sir, objective function. Sir, objective function.
Uh, uh, objective function. No, because that is a term used in linear programming. I think you have an idea about that, but not right now use that word.
So can we use polynomial?
Okay, right? Polynomial. ये तो सब मैथमेटिक्स के कंसेप्ट हैं. Polynomial. But still, I am looking for a right word, which is a very common word. और जैसे मैं आपको बताऊंगा सब कहेंगे हाँ ये है.
So function.
Right. Absolutely right. I am looking for the right word, which is nothing but function. So here starts the main, the discussion, functions. This is the most important word, which actually all of us are referring to, functions. Formulating function, that is forming the function and solving the function, are the two fundamental lessons that we all have to learn before we move to calculus. आप कैलकुलस को जब तक सही नहीं समझ सकते, जब तक कि आपके पास ये फंडामेंटल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ना हो कि फंक्शन क्या है और कैसे बनता है और कैसे सॉल्व किया जाता है. तो if I directly jump to calculus and differential and integral calculus without telling you the basics of function, I'm using the word basics of function, the things will remain incomplete. And by the way, function is not something very difficult or different. ये जो मैंने अभी आपके सामने एक्सप्रेशन रखी है, this is nothing but what? This is the function. This is what? This is the function. Why do we call this as a function? Because here the overall satisfaction, that is dependent variable, is a function of z, x and t. So this is a function. So इसी को अगर मुझे लिखना होगा, तो I can also note it down. I can also note it down like this, that I would say that y is the function of z, comma x, comma t. This I would, I can use it and I can tell you with this one. So this is we usually write in that form also. So इसीलिए जब हम फंक्शन को लिखते हैं तो हम इसको ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं, y bracket, right, function of equal to, and then we use the same expression which I have used here, y, and I will just simply use the same expression as करके. So this type of expression can also be used here. This y in bracket is a function of which? T, x and z. So I write t, comma x, comma z. So you maybe have seen these expressions in your college days and school days and number of other things. खास तौर से सबसे ज्यादा अच्छा लोग इससे बहुत घबराते हैं. Whenever you see this function, और एक फोबिया टाइप का माइंड में बैठा हुआ है. वो फोबिया कैसे कि जब हम 11th और 12th में जाते हैं, 10th तक तो फंक्शंस एक बहुत मिनिमल स्टेज पर होता है. व्हेन वी एंटर इनटू क्लास 10th एंड क्लास 11th एंड क्लास 11th में जब हम ओपन करते हैं, तो जो लोग साइंस बैकग्राउंड के होंगे वो जानते होंगे फिजिक्स के अंदर फंक्शंस बहुत आता है. एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम nobody was there to make you understand the fundamentals of function, and you would get puzzled, and that will create a big phobia in your mind that this is very difficult. Although function is nothing but it is only the style of writing. फंक्शन कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ लिखने का तरीका है कि हम अपनी प्रॉब्लम को, हम अपनी डेली लाइफ की प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम को कैसे एक मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशंस में लिखते हैं. That's it. That is what function is all about. The only fundamental understanding that we need is the understanding of which is independent and which is dependent. This is what the fundamental understanding that we have. Now, I told you that primarily we have
Sir,
two
excuse me,
functions.
sir. Sir, here in this equation, which is dependent and which is independent?
अच्छा, अभी इसमें अगर आपको अभी कंफ्यूजन है मैं बताता हूँ. Here in this expression I use the word overall satisfaction as dependent. That is why I use it y.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And independent variable is t, x and z. Okay?
Okay, sir. It is written here.
It's already written there.
Okay.
Acha, may I request you to all of you to kindly mute yourself because there is some background voices disturbing in between. May I request you to kindly mute yourself? Abhishek Voshne. Abhishek. Please. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Abhishek, may I request you to kindly mute your mic, please? You are traveling and you are attending the class. और एक रिक्वेस्ट मेरी आप लोगों से ये भी है कि जब आप क्लास करें तो प्लीज ट्राई टू यू नो keep yourself free from all these types of engagements because it's a serious business.
Since you are host, you can also mute him.
Okay, मैं म्यूट कर दूं. अभी भी बैकग्राउंड वॉइस है कहीं से. Somebody is still traveling or I don't know. Yeah, no problem. Okay. So this is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you about the you know the functions. Now, हमें इसमें क्या करना है? What we have to do actually? What is the objective? The first objective of the entire discussion is how to form the function. This is the first question that we have to answer, and this is the first skill that we have to learn. Function banana kaise? That is the most important thing. Function I'm referring to, you have learned in your paper of economics, Wali Saab is telling you about various types of function, like cost function, like profit function, like revenue function. So these are some very popular type of function which you come across in economics, managerial economics. So how to form cost function, profit function, revenue function, that's a very interesting thing. Once you get over with this, then the point start with objective number 2, how to solve the function. How to solve it. There are various methods of solving the function. We will come to this one by one. But the first is this. Yeah. So this is what we have. Okay. So how to solve the function is another very important thing. First lesson that we have to learn is how to form the function. That is cost function, profit function, and revenue function. This is the most important thing that we have to understand. So let me start with this part first. Forming the function. How to form the function. For that purpose, may I request all of you to kindly note down a question. I am intentionally asking you to note it down. All of you please note it down. All of you please note it down. The cost of 10 gram, the cost of 10 gram of gold coin, the cost of 10 gram of gold coin is 24,000 rupees. 24,000 rupees in 2004. In year 2004, the cost of 10-gram gold coin is 24,000 rupees in 2004. The price will become 36,000. The price will become 36,000 if the weight increased from 10 gram to 16 gram. The price will become 36,000 if the weight is increased from 10 gram to 16 gram. So 10 gram, right? Cost is 24,000 rupees.
सर प्राइस बिल के बाद क्या बोला आपने?
16 gram, I'm just noting it down. It is 36,000. My word file is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
My word. Okay. So I'm saying this is the information which I'm sharing with you. Here we have weight, and here we have the price. I'm sharing.
But on the word file, how to solve function? This is the last sentence we are able to see.
How to
solve the function?
I'm right
Sir,
now.
are you
I'm not
writing
telling you how to
something?
solve it.
No, sir. Are you writing
I'm writing something
on
on
word
Word. Yeah. Is it not?
file? No, sir. It should have said how to solve the function.
अच्छा तो मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ बार बार कि आप मेरा
Yes.
Wait, yeah, what is it? Yeah. Is there what is it now? So what is the job? What is the functional relationship between weight and price? हम ये बात है कि this is the data advice. तो फिर weight और price में mathematical relationship क्या है? What is the mathematical relationship between them? What, in other words, what do I mean by this relationship? I'm going to see that what is the function which rate weight and price. Am I clear on this point? Now, this is the question that we have. To answer the queries, all of you please literally answer the queries. Then we'll have to understand the question and the solution part. Tell me this: how many variables do we have in the question? How many variables do we have? Fine, no problem. Weight, price and weight doesn't make any difference. Second question: if these are the variables, which variable is dependent and which variable is independent? This part is called dependent. That's right. Weight dependent, price dependent. Yeah, and as you change the weight, price automatically that change. बिल्कुल सही आपने पहचाना. यही बात मैं आपसे कह रहा था कि क्वेश्चन को पढ़ के, स्टेटमेंट को पढ़ के, प्रॉब्लम को पढ़ के, फर्स्ट लेसन दैट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. कोई भी सिस्टम आपको ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं देगा कि इंडिपेंडेंट और कौन है. आपको अपनी नॉलेज आएगी कि इंडिपेंडेंट इज डिपेंडेंट. Now let us follow the nomenclature. The nomenclature is that if this is dependent, I will call this as 1. And if it's dependent, I call this as x. अब मैंने represent x and y का. And what I'm saying, I want to establish the right relationship between them. Right? Mathematical relation. And what mathematical relation is a functional relationship between the two. Functional relationship between the two is represented in the form of function equation. And it would be like this: y equal to right? The constant a plus b and the independent variable x. This expression is nothing but mathematical representation of relationship between x and y. ये जो expression लिखा, ये आपको नजर आ रहा है. To visualize this, y equal to x. Okay, so x is what independent, y is what dependent. In other language, x is dependent on y. Y is dependent on y. What is this a? A is nothing. A is constant. A, as per the notation, a is constant. Is what? So we have to check that every mathematical relation between x and y can be written as y equal to that is the relationship between x and y. इसको हम एक वर्ड और यूज करते हैं जो अभी तक नहीं किया था, relationship between x and y. That is what you will hear that if you draw the graphs, it will get a straight line. अगर आप इसको ग्राफिकल प्रेजेंट करें तो you will get a straight line in the relation between x and y. a linear relationship. We always have this relation. So the point क्या करना है हमें करना क्या है? Our entire job is we have to find out the value of A and value of B. हमें ये करना है ये A है इसकी वैल्यू क्या निकल कर आती है और ये जो B है इसकी वैल्यू क्या निकल कर आती है क्या एस्टिमेट हुई है. The moment you estimate value of A, your function relationship between S and Y is over. You are able to get the function relationship S and Y. The moment you get the value of A and B. अब पूरा डिस्कशन इस पे आगे क्या है how to estimate the value of A and how to estimate the value of B. So let me summarize. I started by giving you about the variable, where I tell you that they are classified in two broad categories, dependent and dependent. I took the example of oversection of the student about online mode. तो ये काफी इस वक्त आपके लिए कुछ सेटिस्फाइड भी है कुछ डिससेटिस्फाइड. तो और सेटिस्फैक्शन क्या है लेकिन बोल रहे हैं कि और सेटिस्फैक्शन टाइम अटेंडेंस एंड टाइप ऑफ मेडिटेशन. फिर हमने इस प्रॉब्लम को एक मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशन दिया जिसमें मैं कह रहा हूं कि फंक्शन function, give example of cost function, profit function, revenue function. Our motto, our objective of session is that number how to frame the function and number how to solve. I have a problem share where I shared this numerical data and I told you how to get equal to SDX. But क्या निकालना है? We have to find out the value of A and B. The moment we get the value, our job get over. The mathematical relationship of weight and price will be established. The entire discussion revolves around how to get the value of A and B. ये पूरा डिस्कशन इस बात पर है कि ए और बी की वैल्यू हम कैसे निकालेंगे. आज का डिस्कशन आई वुड जस्ट कंक्लूड माय क्लास लीविंग यू विद दिस क्वेश्चन हाउ टू कैलकुलेट ए एंड बी which I will take up in my next class of quantitative technique that is tomorrow, explaining you more about calculating A and B with different methods and completing the function. So any question, any doubt from your side? कुछ समझ में आया
सर
आपके जो आपको बताया गया है?
सर
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
यस प्लीज।
सर ये y इक्वल्स टू a प्लस बी एक्स वाई इक्वल्स टू एम एक्स प्लस सी का इक्वेशन है ना?
हाँ एग्जैक्ट स्ट्रेट लाइन इक्वेशन y इक्वल टू mx प्लस c। ये मैं ये टर्मिनोलॉजी इसलिए नहीं यूज करना चाहता क्योंकि यहाँ पे बहुत सारे नॉन मैथमेटिकल बैकग्राउंड के भी लोग हैं ना, तो उनको फिर ये लगने लगता है कि अरे ये तो कोई बहुत मुश्किल चीज है। लेकिन ये है वही जो आप कह रहे हैं, जिसमें m इज द स्लोप ऑफ द लाइन एंड c इज द इंटरसेप्ट।
ओके सर।
यस, एनी अदर डाउट?
Sir, how are we going to compensate our loss of 1 month?
हाँ, ये तो एक चैलेंज है और इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर हमें और आपको बैठ के ही करना होगा। हमारे दोनों तरफ से हमें हमारे एंड पर तो ये होगा कि हम दो चीजें करेंगे। एक तो नेचुरली कुछ सिलेबस को कट डाउन करना होगा और दूसरा ये करना होगा कि हम थोड़ी लेंथी क्लास लेंगे, फ्लेक्सिबल रखेंगे क्लासेस को और कोशिश करेंगे कि मैक्सिमम आपको कंटेंट आपसे शेयर करें थ्रू दिस ऑनलाइन मोड। लेकिन मैं बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ कि हम कर लेंगे। उसकी वजह यह है कि हम लेते रहते हैं सेशंस क्वांटिटेटिव के और भी हम क्योंकि हमारा जैसे टाई अप है आयमा के साथ, तो वहां तो हम बहुत लेंदी सेशंस लेते हैं। आपको करना ये है कि आपको क्लास रेगुलरली अटेंड करनी, जो आप लोग कर रहे हैं। आई नो दैट मोस्ट ऑफ यू आर अटेंडिंग द क्लासेस रेगुलरली, दैट्स गुड पार्ट। और थोड़ा सा अगर हम लेंदी क्लास लें तो आप थोड़ा सा आराम से बैठेंगे, बीच में 5 मिनट का ब्रेक ले लेंगे और एक लेंदी क्लास लेके हम इसको टेकअप करें। जैसे आज मैंने बहुत फास्ट मैंने आपको फंक्शन के बारे में बताया है। अगर ये क्लास में रेगुलर क्लास ब्लैक बोर्ड पे ले रहा होता तो मैं आपको कभी कभी 2-3 सेशन लेता हूँ जस्ट टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड द कंसेप्ट ऑफ फंक्शन। लेकिन उन 3 क्लासेस को आज मैंने बिल्कुल जस्ट उसका आपको ये दिया है फंक्शन का। तो आई एम माई सेल्फ स्पीडिंग अप एंड ट्राइंग टू कवरिंग अप द सिलेबस एज अर्ली एज पॉसिबल। और हम सिलेबस को कट डाउन भी करेंगे। सारा हम नहीं लेंगे, कुछ सेलेक्टेड टॉपिक्स ही लेंगे जो हमें लगता है कि इस वक्त इंपॉर्टेंट हो फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट। और बताइए
सर, जिन नॉन बैकग्राउंड से हैं, जैसे मुझे मैथ्स के क्वेश्चन होते हैं सर। बेसिकली मैथ्स थोड़ी बहुत तो है ही इसमें, तो
लाइबा
हमारे लिए
योर नेम इज लाइबा।
यस सर।
लाइबा, दैट दिस इज व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग यू, दिस इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यू। आपके लिए एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि आपको इस मास्टर्स लेवल प्रोग्राम में भी एक चांस मिल रहा है टू ब्रश अप योर कंसेप्ट्स ऑफ क्वांटिटेटिव एंड स्टैटिस्टिकल एनालिसिस। क्योंकि लाइबा एक बात तो आप नोट करके रख लीजिए अपने पास कहीं पर, और हमेशा आप याद रखेंगे इस मेरे सेंटेंस को कि आप किसी भी करियर और प्रोफेशन में जा रहे हैं, क्वांटिटेटिव एनालिसिस और अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो हमेशा आपको करना पड़ेगा। अब उसके लिए ये है कि अब उसके लिए चैलेंज आपके पास जो मैं समझ रहा हूँ कि नॉन मैथमेटिकल बैकग्राउंड के लोगों का ये है, हम उसको मेरी अप्रोच ये है कि हम उसको बिल्कुल ईजीएस्ट वे में आपको बताएं। ट्राई टू मेक द थिंग एज सिंपल एज पॉसिबल। और अगर आप टाइम देंगे और रेगुलरली उसको अटेंड करते रहेंगे क्लासेस को और प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे, तो आई होप दैट यू कैन एबल टू सॉल्व इट प्रॉपर्ली। So let's progress.
Sir, I have a doubt.
बताएं डाउट बताएं।
सर, आपने y इक्वल टू a प्लस बी एक्स लिया, तो ये एक लीनियर फंक्शन है। बट हाउ डिड वी अज्यूम दैट दिस इज अ लीनियर फंक्शन?
In this type of problem, we have mentioned it that there is a linear relationship between the x and y, that is weight and the price. So we have assumed it because it is already there in the problem itself. हमने क्वेश्चन में मेंशन किया है। अब आप उससे ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं शायद कि हम हमेशा एज्यूम नहीं करेंगे, ये दे रखा होगा क्वेश्चन अगर। और अब अभी जो हमारा डिस्कशन है, तो वी विल ट्राई टू, अब ये जो हमारा डिस्कशन है, वी विल ट्राई टू लिमिट आवर डिस्कशन ओनली टू लीनियर फंक्शन। वी आर नॉट टेकिंग नॉन लीनियर फंक्शन। नॉन लीनियर फंक्शन को हम नहीं लेंगे। पूछ रहा है कोई मैसेज में लिख के मुझसे ये पूछ रहा है, somebody is asking that sir you have taken 2 constant. So let me clear this concept to all of you that no, I have not taken 2 constant. I have taken 2 number in which one is constant, that is a, and the other number b is not constant. This is the coefficient of x. So please clarify this concept that there is only one constant which is the a that is the constant term, and the number attached with the variable is the coefficient.